Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Thinker universe. Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite things. And you're about to see magic, and you may not understand it fully, but trust me when I tell you this is sheer magic. Okay, it's not magic, it's science, but um, I personally believe that AI is going to elevate humanity. I think it can bring us together. Now, full disclosure, humanity's humanity. We're going to do with it what we will. There are going to be people who use AI for evil. There are people who are going to use it for good. I personally believe that good will outweigh the evil. Having said that, we're going to go through some growing pains and some learning curves while the world figures out ethics and morality around artificial intelligence. But today I'm going to show you how AI, specifically ChatGPT, can truly elevate a small business or, quite frankly, a large business. Now, for the record, this is an advanced beginner technique, but it will have a huge impact on you if you learn it sooner rather than later. Now, before you learn anything, you need to learn how to design prompts, how to ask ChatGPT. We've covered that in the last couple of episodes. Today, I'm going to show you how to get ChatGPT to consistently produce results for you by creating what's called a custom GPT. Okay, and for the record, you don't need to learn a lot, but what you do need to know, I believe this only works in the paid version. They may have changed that, but basically, my question to you is it not worth $20 a month, give or take, to have access to the best model rather than using the free model and trying to figure out workarounds? So one of the things I would challenge you is don't look at ChatGPT as an expense, look at it as an investment, and how can you maximize your investment? I know personally with ChatGPT, I save at least 10 hours a week. So to me, that's easily worth $20 a month. So when you look at your dashboard, you will see on the left-hand side, there is the ChatGPT. You'll see I'm using the latest ChatGPT 4.40. And you'll see these mini things. These are other chats, custom GPTs that I've created. So I'm going to show you how to create one. And more importantly, I'm going to tell you why. So why is really important. And by the way, you can browse other people's models and you can use them. I'd always, when you're beginning, use someone else's, get comfortable with it. And then when you know enough, then you might want to build your own. Now, the reason I use custom GPTs, somebody else has thought about all the steps, all the processes, all the prompts, and basically you just need to go in and, for example, here, there's a programming co-pilot, there's a product management tool, there's search and review scientific papers, literature and books. AI can do a lot of things. Now, the reason I like to build my own custom GPTs is that I know what's inside them. And that might sound a little strange, but I don't know the programming, I don't know the biases of other models. Therefore, I'd rather create my own. So what I want you to think about is one repetitive task in your business that you hate doing and nobody else likes to do, that involves manipulating data of some sort. And I'll give you an example. Anything related to content creation for social media. Maybe you're an author and you need to do some publicity around your book. Maybe you're a podcaster and you want to do show notes. Think about something that takes time. Writing memos, creating budgets, creating spreadsheets, creating coding. But think about something you do repetitively. And the benchmark I have is if it takes you more than 5 hours a week, I would invest 5 hours personally in figuring out how to make it go away forever. And that's where I've had the best results. I use AI to permanently eliminate things from my life. I have things that used to take me weeks to get done. Over that time, maybe it took me 3-4 hours, but it was always finding those 3-4 hours. With a custom GPT model, I programmed it once and never have to do it again. So again, you can browse to see what's trending, see what other people have. There's some really interesting ones out there. You can use Dolly to create images, modify your images. You can create coloring books. This one's fun. It'll help you take care of plants, help you with creative writing. And this one, data analyst, you can drop in a file and it'll analyze and visualize your data. Down the road, I might do a video on that one and show you the difference between a custom model I have and this generic model. So think of this: if you've got generic needs and you're not really sure what to do, you can use other people's custom models. If you know what to do, build your own. I promise you the time is worth the effort. So all you have to do is hit create up here in the top right. And just so you see this, we're starting in configure mode. And watch up here, because this will tell you the name of your model. It'll tell you the status of it, and it'll even show you the picture. You can upload a picture. I usually just ask it to create the profile picture for me. And depending on your comfort level, you can use the configure screen or you can use the create screen. The create screen is very much a dialogue like with ChatGPT. One thing I will tell you is if I use the create screen, I always copy and paste. I copy what I've done and I paste it into a separate Google Doc so that I have a record of what is exactly in this model. So whatever we call the model, I will save the file as model name ChatGPT setup or custom ChatGPT setup. The reason I do that is I like to remember and go back and go, oh yeah, here's what I did. But also sometimes when you hit save, or if you leave this screen, the view of your history is gone, and to my knowledge, it's not retrievable. It's a bit of a design flaw if you ask me, but I think it's in the interest of speed. So I always make a backup by just highlighting, copy, paste, and put it into Google Docs. But later then, if I want to change something, I can come back to this create screen and I can say, originally I told you to do this, and I'll paste it in and what I told it. And I'll say, please amend to include this, and I'll give it the new instruction. Now, this is the most basic, and you can learn easily by doing the create mode. I tend to spend more time in configure, but again, you can go back and forth. So for example, I am going to call this. Now, I'm going to build one from scratch today, and because of that, for time, I want to make it very, very simple. So I'm going to show you how to do it. This is Now, you might be thinking this is overkill, or can't I just do it somewhere else? Yes, yes, you can. However, I write a lot of prompts. Therefore, to me, this makes sense because it'll save me time, because I'm always looking for this prompt and I have to copy and paste it every time. So what I'm going to do is paste in my results. Now, again, you can do this on the other side. I'll show you what that looks like. But I've pasted in my prompt. Okay. I like to use please and thank you. Um, so this is a very simple, deliberately for time. If you need something more complex, happy to talk you through it. This is what I do for a living. I build custom GPTs. I design workflow optimization prompts. So this tool is really just to help me, but I want to show you how this is simple. So we will refer to the following as our, and I use the hashtag, and you'll note this prompt template without a space. Later, when I'm using the model, I can say, please engage prompt template or please share prompt template. And this is just short form so it knows what to bring up. Okay. So the conversation starters, you'll see I typed it in here. You can have, I think I generally never have more than four because otherwise it gets a little cluttered. But you'll notice this appears here. So somebody new to this clicks on this and it will guide them through it. So you can add more. I'm not going to. Now, if I had a detailed document on how I create prompts, why I create prompts, all of that sort of thing, and again, don't be too literal with this. Think about something else. For example, if you're an author, you've written a book, and you want to create social media content based on your book, you can upload your book here. If you are a podcaster and you've got 10 of your favorite episodes, you can upload them here. I'll talk about that in future episodes, I promise. But the reality is, think about the unchanging knowledge that you want and put it here. Now, up here, you can also tell it. So, for example, if you're an author, you've written a book and you're uploading it, up in the instructions, you're going to say, my name is Jeff. I am the expert. I wrote the book that we uploaded. It is our primary resource. Use it when creating social media posts. And what that does is it'll use only your book as content to go out and create stuff. Now, maybe you're an author, you've written a book and you want to update it and you're looking for new research. You can again say, this book is my primary resource. As a secondary resource, please go to the internet and find current and up-to-date information. As a caveat, you must reference any internet information you've added. So basically, you determine how this beautiful creature performs. And like I said, if you create a lot of social media content, or worse, you have to, but you hate it, let the AI model, using your tone and voice, create it. Now, let's say you haven't written a book, you're just a business, you've got a blog, maybe a website. You can copy your blog and website content into a Word document or Google Doc, and you can upload it here. And as you can see, this version, it works best with Word because it's looking for the files on your hard drive. In other areas, you can actually access Google Drive, but here I just upload a Word document. I have one project, we're doing some scientific research. We've uploaded an Excel file. I've uploaded some PowerPoints as well. If you have a signature talk, you can create social media buzz around your talk. And then the last thing I'm going to point out is capabilities. So if you do not want this project to go out to the internet, you click here and you can see I've disabled web browsing. Now, anything AI is ancient history within 5 minutes of it having occurred. So I want web browsing so they get the most current activity. Now, I don't usually generate images. I'm a written text kind of person, but you can include DALL-E image generation. One word of caution, I find that images with text, for some reason in the translation between ChatGPT and DALL-E, the spelling gets really wonky. So I try not to use images with text because I can't control the spelling in the images. I like just images of images. And then if you're doing any data analysis or you're going to have code, you want to put that in there as well. And you can do really complicated, wonderful things using APIs. I'm not going to show you that in this video because, like I said, I want this to fit in the advanced beginner stage, not advanced. So if I was done and happy, I would just hit create. Now, here it's important if you're using this for something that you're doing, you're going to say only me. If you want to share it with the world, you can share anyone with the link. Or if you want, if this is not private or confidential, you can even make it available to others in the GPT store so they can see what you're doing and they can actually use it as I showed you at the beginning. This is a test project, so I am going to say only me. Now, when you share it with somebody with the link, they also have to have the paid version of ChatGPT to access it as of July 16th, 2024. That may change tomorrow, but for now, that's the way it works. So you hit save. Now, this is the part I'll caution you. If you've got text on the create side, which I don't, if you hit view GPT and you navigate away, you'll lose the ability to access that text. So I'm going to X rather than view the GPT. Now you'll see my title's updated. It's live. It's locked. It's only me. I don't have a profile. I would like. Okay, so again, I'll just show you how easy this is. So if I cared about this content, I would copy paste this into a Word document so I'd have it for later. And it's given me a profile picture. Okay. So for the record, on the left is the create side. And on the right is the test environment. So please share your. Now, the minute I come out of this, again, any conversations here are lost. Okay. Okay. So basically, this is a really, really simple model. You're probably looking at it and you're not entirely sure why this makes your life easier. But just think about, for me personally, I will create at least 10, maybe 20 prompts a day. And what this does, you'll see it just updated because the behavior changed. Okay, focus. So basically, if you think about it, you're taking a few minutes to download your knowledge, and then you put it into this custom model. Another day, I'll do a model that takes existing content and creates other content from it. But this is the number one thing people say, oh, I don't like AI created content, or I don't use AI to create content. The reality is, AI as a model is only as good as the training that you give it. So if you train this to use your language, it will draft pretty decent content in your language. Now, I will say you are still the grown up in this relationship. So your job is to check the content, make sure it does feel like you, does sound like you, edit it and say, oh, I would never use those words, but give the model the feedback and say, thank you. I appreciate the first draft. I would reword it this way. And over time, it will get better and better at writing in your voice. And for the record, this is not to replace you. It is just to help you. I'm a writer myself, and I know the pain of a blank page. It is way easier to edit something than it is to start from scratch. Relational tone with a coach with their support for people. Best possible prompts, period. Okay. So I put more effort into this than I normally would. And just because of that, by the way, it's really hard to find this image later. So I like to copy the image. And what I mean by that is it turns it into a tiny little profile picture, like you see here. And that doesn't have the resolution you might need in social media or something. So I always save the image. And okay. So this will become a blog post or something later. I might paste it in, but I save it. So as I said, I say file, save as. This is Jeff's prompt engineer custom GPT setup. There. So now I have it. I'm going to close out of that. But the most important thing is click update. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So let's hit View GPT. And now, if you ever want to go back to the default, you just go up here and you hit New Chat. If you want to find your custom GPT, you look down here, and it is at the very bottom. You can actually move them. Oh, it's not working today. At one point, I was able to move them. Okay, so now I can hide it, but I can't really do much else. So you can see I'm in Jeff's prompt engineer, and this is it here. If you want to go back and edit it, you can go here, or if you want to see more details, this gives you a high level what it is, or you can go back and edit. And like I said, you can either go to create, you'll notice it's cleaned out, it's starting from a clean conversation, or you can go into the configure, and you'll notice it's updated it slightly to add these instructions. So again, we hit update. I didn't actually change anything, but you never know. Okay, so here's what the conversation starter does. And as you can see, it's asking me some questions. And then as I answer those questions, it creates the prompt for me. And for the record, I don't have to answer all of these. The more I give it, the better the prompt will be. So this is just a demo, but basically, I hope what I've shown to you is the power of a custom GPT and how it can save you time going forward. Thanks for hanging out with me, and leave any of your custom AI models or ChatGPT questions in the notes below, in the comments below, and I'll look at them. If there's enough interest, I'll do future videos on them. So thank you, and good luck with your modeling.